You're welcome to this second tutorial on how to build a job site from scratch. In this tutorial, we'll be looking at how to install some of the things we'll ever need. First of all, we need to install a server. Like I'm using Windows, so we can install wampserver. So you visit wampserver.com/en. That puts you in the English version. So if you're not seeing the English version, just click here. So it's in three versions. Alright, so you just find the language that you're comfortable with and install. Then you click the download. It takes you to this portion where you have to choose whether you're installing for 64 bits or for 32 bits. My system is 64 bits, so I download this, and after downloading it, you install it, and there's nothing else to do because this installs the PHP and MySQL we ever need. Alright, so once that is done, we've completed the first step. Then the second step is to install Composer. Composer is a PHP package manager. It helps us to install packages or PHP applications. Alright, so you just click on download, and there are several download instructions for different types of computers. So using Windows is the easiest. You just click on this, download this setup. After downloading it, you install it, and everything works perfectly. If it doesn't work, then you have to add it to your environment path. You just Google how to add a Composer to your environment path. That is, if the commands don't work directly for you, it works for me easily. Then, depending on which other type of system you're using, you can read down to see how you can install for Mac and for Linux and everything. Alright, but Windows kind of works straight out of the box. So once you have this installed, then we can go on and install something called RawPHP. Like I told you, it's a robust API first PHP framework that helps people work from different backgrounds. So it's a PHP framework that has most of the things we already need, so we can just concentrate on the ones that it doesn't have. Alright, so to find RawPHP, you have to visit github.com/RawPHP framework/RawPHP. So once you visit this github.com/RawPHP-framework/RawPHP, it brings you to RawPHP on GitHub. Alright, so the next thing you have to do is to check the installation instructions. So first of all, make sure we have a Composer installed. So inside the installation instructions, we have we just have to clone this Git. So for us to clone, we have to get to the folder where we want RawPHP installed. So you open a folder on your system where you want to have RawPHP installed. I've created this folder, I called it raw jobs. Meanwhile, when you install wampserver, in case you've never used it before, it creates this folder for you, wamsys4 ww, and then inside that ww folder is where you create your raw jobs empty folder. So inside this empty folder, what I'm gonna do right now is I'll hold the shift key on my keyboard, and then I'll right click on this empty space. It pulls up this context menu, but there's something else it adds. It adds this option. If I don't hold the shift key and right click, that option will not exist. As you can see, it doesn't exist. But if I hold the shift key, right click, and it exists, it's a way to open command window straight up for the folder you're working on. Alright, so this is the folder we're working on, and we've opened the command window. What we're gonna do is to git clone, just type git clone, and of course you must have had Git installed. If you don't have Git installed, just Google download Git for Windows or for Mac or whatever you're using. So make sure you have downloaded and installed Git. So if that is if you don't already have it. Every developer should have Git installed. Alright, so we're back to installing RawPHP from our folder here. There are two ways to install it. You can use Composer, or you can just clone the repo. So we're just going to clone the repo. So we see Control-C, copy the repo URL, then right click. If you right click on this command prompt window, it will paste what you already have. So right click what you already copied, and then we hit enter. So this clones RawPHP into our folder. After it has cloned, then we need to, according to the instruction, we need to run Composer install from inside the folder we just downloaded. So I'm just going to copy Composer installed, and depending on your speed of your internet connection, RawPHP must have installed. So it told us that it installed a RawPHP folder. So we can just go and check out this folder and check out this folder. And as you can see, it has installed RawPHP inside the folder. So if you open it, you'll see that it has installed a whole lot of things inside the folder for you. So what we have to do next is to from here we need to run composer install. So we need to navigate into RawPHP. Remember that from what we have here, we're in raw jobs, so we need to enter RawPHP. So to enter RawPHP, you type cd RawPHP. That's the folder we need to be in. So right now we are now inside this folder, and what we can do is to write run composer install. Unless you don't have composer, this should work perfectly. So if you have any errors while doing this, that means you didn't install composer correctly. So you just Google whatever error it gives you and fix it. Of course, you can comment with the error at the bottom of this video in the comment section. I will help you fix it directly. So it's installing everything we need. Depending on the speed of your internet connection, this could take between 1 minute to several minutes. It's completed, and we need to run our RawPHP site to see what it looks like. The first thing we're going to do is to run a PHP server according to the documentation. After we've installed, we're going to use it by running this. So we just copy this and come to a command line and paste it. Right click on your command line, it pastes it, and we hit enter. As you can see, a server has been started. So we just copy the URL and go to our browser and paste it. That's localhost 80. You can type, and there we have it. Right there we have our RawPHP framework set up. As you can see, this has solved a lot of problems for us. It has created a default home page for us, and there are more problems it has solved that is not highlighted here. For instance, it has created a user management system. Remember, we needed a user management system, we needed an admin system, and it has created all those ones for us. So what is required for us now is to start creating the skills. All right, so RawPHP creates the basic things you need to start building your platform, as we'll see in subsequent tutorials. So this concludes the video on how to install all we need to start building our platform from scratch. All right, so thank you very much. See you in the next video.